What's going on YouTube? It's Katie from EO Fitness here, and today I'm going to take you through the Sumo Deadlift. Now to start the Sumo Deadlift, we want to start with our ankles right underneath our knees. I want you to think about building a stable house, okay? We don't want our feet too close, and we also don't want our feet too wide because then that base will be unstable. So a good place to start here is with that vertical shin position, or like I said before, with the ankles right underneath the knees. Now we don't want the toes completely straight, but we also don't want them turned completely out because we will end up falling backwards. We want them angled out just slightly at about a 45-degree angle. Once we're ready to grab the bar, we're going to sit our chest up, pull the lats back. We're going to tuck them into the back pocket like I'm showing here. That's called packing the lats. I want you to think armpit down towards your back pocket. We're going to pack the lats down, pull the chest up a little bit, raise the eyes up just a little bit, and then we're ready to start our pull. When we pull sumo, our shoulders will ideally be directly over the bar. When we pull conventional, our shoulders will be slightly out over the bar. Once you're ready to begin your pull, I really want you to think about spreading the floor apart, twisting the feet into the floor, also known as screwing the feet into the floor, and driving the floor away. One of my favorite cues, although it is vulgar, is to show the bar your you-know. Now let's take a look at some common mistakes. There's 3 main common mistakes that I want to go over. The first one is when people try to lock out their knees and their hips at the same time. You are going to lose so much power at your lockout if you try to lock your knees and your hips at the same time. We want to think of the lockout as a back to forward motion. So we want the knees to lock out first, and then the hips are just slamming into the bar at the top. The top of that lockout is really just the top of an RDL. A lot of the time when I see people struggling at lockout, yeah, sometimes it's strength, but a lot of times it's just a timing issue. So knees, hips, knees, hips, knees, hips. You're going to be able to get so much more power at that lockout if you lock the knees and then lock the hips. It happens very quickly, but it's knees first and then hips. Now the second common mistake I want to go over is the squatty deadlift. Remember that the deadlift is not a squat, it's a hinge. So we want to keep what's called a vertical shin position, where we want that knee to be at about 90 degrees. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about the hips shooting up first. Now this is obviously very over dramatic. I just wanted you to be able to see it. We want to think of the deadlift as a pulley system. So our hips are pulling down as that bar is coming up. The hips and the shoulders should rise at the same time. I hope that was helpful, and follow along for more.